Welcome to the April 3rd meeting of the Waterboro Planning Board. We have a full board present this evening. First appointment is a site plan review for Jason Haskell. Sebago Technics is presenting it for Waterboro Safe Storage, map 26, lot 7. Jason?
Yep, my name is Jason Haskell with Sebago Technics. On behalf of Patterson Companies, LLC, I'm here to present the proposed Waterboro Safe Storage Facility at 103 Main Street. The parcel is approximately 2.13 acres and is labeled as Lot 7 on tax map 26 in the Village Zone. The property is currently includes abandoned residential structures and other accessory buildings. All structures on the site will be removed prior to construction. The proposed development will include the construction of 22,800 square feet of self-storage space and a 750 square foot office space at the entrance with associated paved, gravel, and landscaped areas. The storage units will be completely enclosed with a chain link fence, and we'll have an electronic keypad for customer access and a Knox box for public safety access if ever need be. Access to the site will be from Main Street, and we have already received approval from Maine DOT for the driveway entrance permit. Because the site will produce over an acre of new impervious, it is required to meet the Maine DEP Chapter 500 general standards for stormwater treatment. We are proposing a gravel wetland at the entrance of the site, which will provide both stormwater detention and treatment. We are currently in the review process with the Maine DEP right now. We have coordinated with town staff and the fire chief and have answered and revised the plans to meet their requirements and any of their concerns. We believe that we've addressed everything, but we're looking for your input tonight. And thank you.
The fire chief was happy with being able to get in and out of there?
Yep. What I did was I was able to auto turn is kind of an addition to the AutoCAD program,
yeah.
And I was able to run it through the site. With no
What are your
problems.
site distances, Jason?
That I don't have right with me right now, but we do have, the DOT has gone through and approved the location of the driveway entrance, and it's up to their standards, so.
That surprised me.
Again, you don't have the site distances.
Not with me right now, no.
Yeah, Charlie's house must be right here.
The location of the driveway is pretty much the only place on the site that we could get.
Yeah, you're pretty much going at that White House, right? There's Charlie's Quonset hut, the old Charlie Crescent property.
Yeah.
And then there's a house, a White House that sits just to the right of it.
Yes.
So that's pretty much where the driveway's going, right?
Just about.
They had to that curve, right?
Actually, let's see here.
So if they wanted to put it here, they couldn't.
Yeah, there's a white one here, and then there's a split way back here. Yeah.
This is the location of the larger of the two buildings, or the larger of actually 4 buildings, even though it looks like it's combined with a couple different siding materials. And it's just to, I guess it would be the east of the furthest building to the east. So it's right along the property, the eastern property line.
Whose leach field is that sits up here on this back parcel?
It's the abutters, and we have, what we're going to do is, I believe we have...
Are you going to relocate it to her property so you can find a proper distance from a well and proper soil condition? If not, we'll give an easement to keep it there, but in the chamber system.
Okay.
If it stays there, is that going to take the traffic over it?
We'll have to change the chamber system.
Right. It'll be,
Okay, that's right.
It'll be, yeah.
And I talked to Mary about that. And I made sure she signed a some kind of form that was drafted up, so that she's in agreement that we'll do that for her.
When you guys spoke to the fire department, did you present them this drawing, print? Did they
Correct.
see the print?
Yes.
So Matt saw everything on it.
Yeah, he saw everything. Yes, he did see everything on that. A couple times, 2, 3 anyways.
Oh, yeah, all right, great.
On the septic system, I see that you're asking for a variance from the state because of setback distances.
Correct. Correct.
So,
There's the requirement, I believe, is 8 feet from a building just on slab,
yeah.
and we're at just
5 feet.
just under 6.
Andy, that doesn't require state approval, that's local county.
Yeah.
Okay, local, yeah, but I know, I saw that they applied for a variance. How far are you from all the, on this new septic system? In the literature, I saw that you were gonna verify that the septic system was gonna be at least 100 feet from everyone, all the abutting wells. Have you actually done that?
Well,
Mary's well, yeah.
this is where the existing well is right there,
Okay.
and it's
So
And
you
it is-
verified that you're 100 feet from everything across the street as well?
yeah.
He'd have to be
It should
100
be,
feet by
yeah.
plumbing codes. Or the well would have to be, water doesn't go down that far, does it?
No.
It stops at Goodall, right about in that area. Tom?
So far.
He does not go down that far. Yet.
Is this anywhere near our wellhead protection district?
The answer is no, but we don't have a confirmation letter from the water district.
Okay. Also in the application, I noticed that there wasn't a location specified for a dumpster.
Correct. There will not be a dumpster on the facility.
Just a wellhead protection area?
Yep.
So there won't be any rubbish there, okay?
No, we have two other
Okay.
facilities there.
Okay.
What was the question? Is this in the wellhead protection area?
It is not.
It's not. Okay.
But the planning board had requested, after the last application, that
Still have a letter.
all applications have
Yes.
a letter, no matter what. So that's one thing, piece that,
Thank you.
Carol.
What do you have, like, for, like, your snow removal, what do you have plans for your snow?
There's a letter in.
Yeah, I saw it. They said that there's a clause that says if it gets
Haul it off,
clogged
they
up,
have
they
to.
will haul it off.
Okay.
You do realize that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it is a contained area, so, and if we get pounded like we did this year.
Kurt, there's a letter under Greg Patterson's signature, March 26th. This was an issue that came up with the fire department. Should we have a worst-case scenario winter where there's a lot of snow? The applicant has agreed to, at the request of the CEO or the fire department, and he's put it in writing.
Okay.
So it's in your packet.
I thought a worst case scenario was no snow.
Doesn't happen.
Those that plow, yeah.
How far along in the process are you from DEP?
They've approved the completeness of the application, and we're going through comments right now with the.
Can you show me on the plan where the drainage is gonna be going? Where the watershed is going to?
And here's a copy of the letter from DEP saying that they've accepted the.
It's the same letter that's in the packet, right?
So this is the location. It'll be set up into 2 cells and everything from the site except for about a few hundred square feet at the entrance will go right into that, and then it'll go through, filter through, and
Is there gonna be an overflow?
there will be. There's a nyloplast structure here at the end that'll have just a beehive grate on top, and it'll just dump over into that. And
Which would
Go
go
up.
into the roadside ditch? Is that what-
it'll go Well, it would just go directly into the existing 24-inch CMP pipe going across the road.
Okay. And that pipe, in your stormwater calculation, that pipe has been sized properly to take that overflow?
Correct.
I think I saw in here where you're actually shedding less water off the site than before.
The peak discharge, correct? Yeah.
I'd kind of like to do a site walk if we could. I like the project. I think it's a good project for Waterboro. But I would like to kind of see it on the face because they got so much pavement on that area.
Boy, spring comes, you just want site.
I think the applicant in his application had requested that a public hearing be scheduled for the next meeting.
I wouldn't mind seeing it in person myself before the public hearing.
What's that?
I wouldn't mind seeing it myself in person.
I'm wondering if maybe for the applicant's benefit, we could schedule a public hearing and a site walk on the same day.
April 7th,
Meeting so they can move over.
April 17th, Tuesday.
We already have a sidewalk for the next meeting.
Oh, at the other gentleman's place up the road.
We could probably do it before that.
Sure, pick a time.
We can move this along for the public hearing, and if you want to do the site walk on the same day, that's fine.
Sure.
Yep, move it right along.
April 17th, 7 PM for the public hearing, and site walk at 6.
We have a site walk at 6.
Do you?
Yep.
Sorry.
So we'd have to do like 5.
Okay with me?
Fine with me too. I mean, I
I
can do it.
can contact him and see if he can make it a different, if he would mind if we moved it to a different week.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't really in
My
a
concern
rush.
with the other site walk is that we're probably gonna be underwater.
I think so too.
April 17th, I mean, he was 5 feet from the lake and he's in a flood zone. And we're April 17th doing a site walk on that, so it's like we're gonna be walking in
Do you
knee-high
want to
water.
change
What
it
are
to
we-
the 24th or?
Yeah, reach out and
following
see
May?
if he doesn't mind moving
May
it back.
meeting. Did you want to change Mr. Waltz to the 24th or to a May
He'll
meeting?
probably be happy that, I mean, he does taxes, so, but, you know, he probably would welcome a
Has
buffer
work for
from
you.
the end of the 15th season.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm not sure, I mean, if he'd be good enough to change that, that'd be great.
So we'll see what he wants to do then?
Yeah.
So I can do either one of those Wednesdays?
Yep.
Okay. So we need a motion
Okay.
for sidewalk at 6, public hearing at 7 on the 17th.
I'll
Okay.
make that motion as you just mentioned.
And I'll second that.
Moved and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed?
We'll see you.
It's just a stupid question. Why is one building 5 foot longer than the other ones? Why don't you just build the same buildings?
Building setbacks.
The way the property line goes.
There's always a reason for it.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just be easier to build 2 the same.
Because they can.
Somebody gets a little storage
For
locker.
the contractor, it is, but for the
Are you
designer,
gonna
it's
give,
always
gonna give the
fun.
person on the end a discount for half the size?
Is this a forum where I could ask you guys a question about another site in Waterboro if possible?
You wanna,
Tom, go ahead.
Just on this application, so we can wrap it up, generally the planning board likes to, for orientation, have a couple stakes. So just for orientation, and so the front parts of those buildings, those corners could be staked, and that would give you orientation as to where the,
Sure.
Or at the very least, the
Oh.
driveway opening.
Yeah.
driveway opening and probably the front facade.
And I like my
any kind of visuals would help us to walk around, it'd be great.
I imagine you must have it pretty much laid out there,
So
what you're gonna be
we'll
doing.
organize it ourselves.
Yeah, you need another than one elevation.
Yeah.
Have you guys got it staked out already?
No, we don't have the building stake out there at this time.
Basically what you're saying is if, anything in general, get us in the general area, so.
The driveway in the front of the building for staked out, would be-
Front corners.
Front corners,
So,
okay.
yeah, and the entrance, way, and that way gives the board a real good feel for the site.
The speed limit there is what? It's 35? 35, so they need
It's what
to
is posted.
yeah, well, the speed limit is 35,
Well,
so
that's
they
what
need
he, that's
350
what he
feet
was
each
saying.
side.
If they
That's
wanted-
why they.
If they wanted to driveway up the other end of the property, it would have been a problem.
Yeah.
This is the only place they could have got it and have enough sight distance.
It made more sense to go the other side too, but grade wise, but
Yeah,
it is what it is.
yep.
Yep. Any further discussion on this project?
No,
All
we're
right.
good.
Yeah, my name's Greg Patterson. I guess I'm with Patterson Company LLC tonight. My question is to the board, I wasn't here when we permitted Napa, John House was. And the question is, if I get someone that's interested in putting a fast food restaurant on the corner, and I talked to Doug Foglio about putting water across the road because I understood that that was an interest of the board. So I asked Doug, and I guess I opened up a big beehive because he put the water line in for the water company across the way. And there's contaminated water, he told me, in the ground. And yeah, so when he had to put the water line in, he said I had to de-water the hole and pay tankers to haul the water off to be treated. So he says, not an easy task. He says the site across, now our site's not contaminated, there's wells in the site because of the gas station. And when we bought it, we did sample wells and made sure it wasn't contaminated. And the gas tanks are empty now, okay? So, and it's my intent, because I don't know, I don't know how the future goes, but I don't see a gas station going there in that, just by the volume of gas they used to sell. But asking, and talking to these people that might be interested in the corner, it's not a prerequisite to them, they just need a water quantity, not an quality, they don't necessarily need town water. So I'm not asking for a decision here tonight, I'm just telling you, to think about it,
So you're saying that the water line needs to be decontaminated?
Yeah, because there's so much water in the ground, and when they de-water to put to tap the service, they have to pump that water off to, and Doug was quoting me numbers, and I was like, Chris, oh man.
That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't
Yeah,
make
it's
sense.
the first I heard of that.
I never heard any contamination down that end of town. I was the health officer for 20 years here.
Really? He said it was something about an old, was it a tannery that was there?
That's further down.
Oh,
That's
that was
way
further
down.
down. That's
That's up
on
by
the other
Milford.
side. That's going up. It was an old
Up by the
canning,
dump.
not a canning,
Settlement ponds.
Southern Maine. What was it? No, it was.
Wasn't the
Stu
settlement
Hannah's
ponds?
property.
Still,
It was like a
Plating.
chrome plating place. And that was all heavy metals, and that was all went down Cook Brook. That was years ago. That's been since cleaned
So
up.
that doesn't make sense to you guys as far as,
I've never heard of such a thing, especially down on that corner.
okay.
Like, all the contamination that we had coming out from the chrome plated place was along Cook's Brook and along the back side of that property on the other side of
Mother
Woodson's.
Nature flushed most of that out, thank goodness.
So,
That was the remember when diner behind there, right?
mm,
In that area
yeah, it came down that Cook's Brook area and then kind of flowed in and then flowed all the way
behind
down.
Hannaford.
Yeah,
weren't there some buried tanks right across the street from there that they paved right over?
Used to be over there. And
I
there
wonder
was
if that's what he's talking
yeah,
about,
I was
pumping out
wondering
those
about that
tanks.
too.
I
think
don't,
the problem with
Doug
that
did the
several
job
years
for
ago.
me, and, I'm talking, Waterboro, they do have a lot of history here, between him and his father. So, they do, so it's only my best interest to at least talk to them boys about.
oh, yeah, absolutely. Doug is
Doug
history.
does other projects,
He is the history of the town.
so.
Tom?
What would the board's pleasure be, at some point there'll be some use on that corner. Does the board wish to have the applicant get a letter from the water district? Because if the board's opinion is different than the water district, then it may cause some confusion in the review of the application. And so the staff would like to do the right thing, and if it's the ultimate decision is going to be the planning board, do you wish to have a letter from the water district on that, or not?
On what?
Whether or not there's...
Whether they're gonna be
There's
required
not
to have water.
It's just so it doesn't become a sticking point in the application and a lot of money
Right,
is
and I'm not
invested.
asking you to think it over too, I did it purposely, I always find that the best time to do is when you're not in front of here and we got a deadline. Or, I can say, look, we talked about this earlier and,
Takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah, if you put a food service in there, my feeling is you should be tapped into the public water system.
I agree
And
with
it's
that.
right there.
I think it's just
That's
best
my
for
feeling.
health purposes alone.
And I would tend to agree with you.
I think when we did, remember one diner, I think they did a cost benefit of hooking in or drilling, didn't they?
Last one pass?
Last one
Blast
passed,
one
yeah. I thought they did that. It was
That
beneficial
was
to
done,
tap in
yeah.
than it was to drill.
It's amazing though how little water they, because everything's about water now, like car washes and
Mhm.
everything,
Yeah.
you mean, from toilets to everything is so
Well,
costly.
remembering back to Napa, in fact, I can almost remember even with Napa, there was talk about requiring them
Right.
to at one point to have town water, and we let that one go.
Yeah, and that's why I brought it tonight,
But
because I
with
know.
the corner, I think it was, if you go back in the notes in the meeting, I'm almost sure that we said, almost whatever goes in there is gonna have to go on town water, and there's gonna be some problems with that driveway exits and everything else, and DOT around that corner, so. I can't imagine not having town
We
water.
discussed that,
Well,
we
plus-
discussed that in length.
That's why I brought it up.
The difference is way higher traffic at a fast food joint. Health
Actually,
issues,
I've
hands
done some
washing.
preliminary, I actually went to talk to the traffic engineer, and based on the size of fast food place I've looked at, it's pretty much a swap from the DOT standpoint.
Well, what I meant by, I meant excessive amount of people using water as opposed to what
Right,
Napa's
right.
using. That's why we're suggesting that it's probably better.
So what you're saying now is that DOT is saying that entryway that,
No, the traffic engineer, not the DOT. I know I have to go through DET, but
okay.
when he looked, did the calculations based on a square footage
Mhm.
and the usage, and they have all the history, and it's about traffic count. Because I knew that too. I've done this a little bit in my life, so I know the things to look out for. So when I have a client that comes to me and says, "What do you think?" I know enough to ask the right questions. Just like I know tonight, saying, "Look, if I'm talking to this board, and the majority of you might be here again, if I'm fortunate to come back here with a project like that."
Mhm.
I said, I better start talking now and be front about it, rather than be, so I'm under pressure, put you under pressure, that ain't good. At least I had the conversation and I know what the appetite of the board is, so if I want to swim upstream, that's my choice.
When we approved the Napa,
Yes,
we let the water hookup go.
right.
We didn't push for the water hookup because it was a Napa, it wasn't a restaurant or anything. The concern the board had at that time too was that they are gonna redo Route 5 at some point.
Right, they did.
They actually did do that. So you probably can't cut it to that for 5 years anyway.
Regardless of whatever, it's better, it's time you do traffic and everything today, the way it is boring. Like trying to go across Route 1, we did that with Claire 20 years ago, and now there's so many guys that bore on the highways.
Yeah.
They even bore on the ledge now. It's amazing that they can say, okay, we want to hit this location right here with a laser and start here
We hit it.
and hit it. Amazing,
Well, they did a mile in Portland, didn't they, from Congress Street for a stormwater runoff. They bored a tunnel down through there underneath
no kidding.
everything. Came out right on the dot.
Boy, it's cool. You wonder what you might get,
Investment, they made thousands of dollars in Staten Island. with the
So
fiber
thank you.
optics in.
Thank you for your input.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pretty cool. There's not much to change.
Yeah, you still do more
We're good?
nature.
Before the applicant leaves,
Good.
there's discussion about a site walk on the 17th. There's discussion about a public hearing. Does the board also want to, which it has done in the past, do its second look at the application? And if DEP and everything was in order, it gives the board the opportunity to postpone, table, or vote for final approval.
Put them on the agenda after
After the
After,
public hearing.
after,
Yeah.
after the public hearing.
How do you,
We could do that.
I think we're ready
Yeah.
for a vote.
Do
As long as
you,
they got DOT and everything else.
If you
as long
guys,
as they have all that
Yeah.
paperwork
all
and
the
stuff.
paperwork's high and tight, I don't
Yeah.
see why not.
That's up to you, Jason. Get it all in and get on the 17th. Gives you what, 2 weeks?
We can try.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
That's why I kicked it back to him.
I mean, yeah.
We'll be ready for it if you can handle your own,
Okay, yeah,
right?
thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Just
Thank
let
you.
Tina know.
Oh, yeah.
All right, next on the agenda is minutes from March 20th meeting. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes as written?
I'll give you a motion.
Do I have a second on it?
Sure.
Any discussions, corrections, omissions, additions? Seeing none, I'll take a vote. All in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Kurt and I abstained. Passed. You want my pen? Not bad. Report of offices, old business, Cisterns, the workshop you guys had, how did that go? And the question is do you want to invite the Board of Selectmen to the the May 8th workshop? For
Are we
Cisterns.
close enough to
May
have
8th,
the
6 PM. Do you
selectmen
want to
there?
invite the selectmen to that?
I mean,
I
we're
don't
not,
think we're anywhere near.
we're
what
talking,
you'd like to say.
Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
at this point, we're talking about a whole fire protection
Yeah,
ordinance, and I'm not even sure if they even want that. I'm not even sure if I want that.
I don't think we're anywhere near the point to invite the
Yeah,
selectmen, no.
I
and
think-
the real issue we're supposed to be addressing is who's gonna take care of cisterns in the future. And we should be looking at that type of language, and I don't see where we have that language put together.
You know,
I think it's a consensus of people on the board that, on the most part, that it is the responsibility of the town. And does the town want us to write up something saying that, the town's gonna take care of these cisterns in the future? Or if they just want us to drop the whole thing?
Would it
That's-
save a lot of time though, Frank, if we, the selectmen were here then, and, instead of going through the whole 9 yards,
And put the discussion in at the beginning rather than at the
Yeah.
end.
I don't think they're gonna buy sprinkler systems or cisterns at $50,000 a pop and maintain them. I don't know.
And the other issue is, I think it may be a moot issue in about 8 months down the road, because the state may
And that'll solve the whole issue.
bring the whole sprinkler systems into single-family residences on some of their changes coming down.
But they've said they're gonna do this before, and they didn't do it. And I
Yeah,
think if the
I
state
mean-
does it, then it's a
But it
different
still
issue.
doesn't answer the question is who the hell's responsible for it?
Who's gonna pay for maintenance after it's built?
And I read over what the fire chief put together, and
Yeah,
it
me
still
too.
doesn't answer that question.
Yeah, doesn't,
It just brings up more questions.
yeah.
So how do we go about making a decision on who pays for this? After it's all said and done and built, the taxpayers pay for it, does the subdivision pay for it, does the water district pay for it?
Who's still?
You're talking about
who's
sprinklers
still-
or cisterns?
Yes,
Yeah.
water
Both.
services.
Yeah,
Both.
You send it in?
was this legislation, Tim, that's before the house,
It's all part of that MUBIC,
Those sheets?
building code issues that they're working on.
because I'm just against it.
I guess what?
National
I
Association.
can't see sprinkler systems in private homes, I just can't
Okay.
see it.
The National Association of Home Builders have spent a lot of money lobbying against it.
I don't see the state passing it.
Well, they gotta come in at two ways. They're gonna have it on life
Exactly.
safety with the fire marshal's office and from the building part of it, so.
I read what Tina sent to us from the fire marshal, the report from the fire marshal. And it read in there that if you put sprinklers, then you won't need to put egress windows anymore,
Right.
right? And you won't have to have proper, and to me, that makes no sense whatsoever. Because by the time the smoke and the fire gets hot enough to set a sprinkler off, the guy's already dead in the room. And if you can't even get him out, so it's,
You save $20 not putting an egress window in to put in a $6,000 sprinkler system.
and then you can't get out of the room. You're depending on that sprinkler system. So I think it has some real flaws in what they're trying to propose.
I don't know, I think on a fire, I could get a hole through a hole about that big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, so I guess the question is do you want the selectmen here on the May meeting or
I
not?
think we're still working.
Okay, still a work in process, so no?
I don't know where we're going with this, because it's like, I think as a board, we know where we are with it. I think where we are with it as a board is it's the responsibility of the town. And so now the question comes in, other than, I think you had,
we get to, we're talking about the sprinklers, and then we're talking about maintenance of the
we're talking,
water service.
What we were
the
asking-
question posed to us was, what do we do about maintenance on cisterns? Period.
Right.
Okay,
Maintenance on cisterns, I think it's the consensus of the board that it falls on the town. You put a cistern in, the only way you're gonna be sure that cistern has water in it, and the fire department's gonna be able to use that, is if the cistern is maintained by the town or the fire department or something, and then, in order to do that, you're gonna own it. Does the town, do the selectmen want us to pursue that? Or do they wanna just let it lie the way it is
Well,
now?
if you're gonna boil it down to that, then I want the selectmen here.
Yeah.
That's the final.
But I think
we
that's,
have to make a decision on who's gonna pay for it, so.
because that's the question.
I'd like
I
to
think
hear,
that's the question.
I'd like to hear what the selectmen.
Why don't we have the
to say.
selectmen here then? I mean, if it's a workshop, they can come here and put their 2 cents in.
Well, at least we're down to one question. Who's paying for maintenance of water services? It's not about the sprinklers in the house.
No.
It's about cisterns.
Cisterns, yeah.
and fire
And does the
protection.
town wanna promote getting more of these cisterns, or do we want to,
Another issue.
or do we want to try to stay away from the cisterns and do something
I
else with
think
fire
that's, I
protection?
think
That's a
that
whole
clouds
different
the
issue.
water.
I think we need to just settle up the money, and then we can move, you know.
All right, so yes, Tina.
Okay.
And a 10,000 gallon cistern means absolutely nothing.
Wellhead amendment, there's an email in the packet from
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, it's just-
Christine, I believe, and basically, is that Christine?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want to
And
pursue
it's
shopping.
basically thumbs up to the Wellhead, to go forward with the Wellhead amendments.
Next step is to send it to the lawyer.
Pardon?
Next
No,
step
they
in that.
didn't send it to
I
what?
think our next step would be send it to the lawyer.
Well, that's, because maybe Tom could get with
Natalie?
Natalie and see if,
Get it ready for you,
Yep.
get a draft up so the board can look at it.
And then, then it's just a, I don't know.
Well, this would be called like the knee amendment.
Yes, we could. You're gonna be
Well,
Waterboro
I
famous.
did that, 'cause I just didn't want to put it in anonymously. but-
It's gonna be like Graham Rudman or something
Yeah.
like that, you know? It's a
You
knee.
you just became Waterboro famous.
Yeah.
Under communications, guys, Southern Maine Regional Planning General Assembly member is needed. They need a volunteer. Dave Woodson will be the representative from the Board of Selectmen. And they're looking for another volunteer.
Yeah. What's the board, certainly if anybody here wants to do it, great. But, what do you think about the CEO taking it?
Have you spoken with Mark yet?
Interest, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, that's why I'm asking.
well, Christina called, because obviously, Mark doesn't live here, and I asked this, should it be a resident of the town, and they said that wasn't necessary. So it can be an employee or somebody who lives here.
Has anybody asked Mark yet?
I don't
No.
think so.
I think it's a good direction to go, and why don't we see if he can help out and take that slot first.
Dave, what do they do there? What does the Southern Maine Regional, I know what Southern Maine Regional Planning does, but what does their General Assembly do?
I guess they elect or vote on the ruling parties, as it trustees, or what are they, how are they listed? I don't know what
Says
they
the
mean.
So are they
adoption
the
of
board
the
of
work
directors?
plan and budget, election of officers, adopting and amending bylaws, regional policies, strategic plan, acceptance of municipal powers as a member of municipality's legislative body may delegate.
I feel it's just a rubber stamp, but I think they will have some input. If that's good or bad, I don't know.
If it's not a conflict, I don't, Mark is as good a person as anybody.
Agree.
I just thought with his knowledge,
Absolutely.
But you need to run it past him. and it's-
they do address
Well, we
that.
can't just
I will.
volunteer him?
Hmm?
I volunteer, Mark?
Well, he can't because he's a paid staff, so that would have to be a paid position.
All right.
I couldn't ask him, we can't ask him to do it out of the kindness of his heart. It's his income. Miscellaneous, new business. Tom, do you have anything you'd like to say?
The only reminder is that the Sewell Company will be doing a presentation on April 22nd
Yeah,
at the Central Fire Station.
of some of the work that they've been doing for the community. The planning board will get a formal invitation, but I just wanted to extend that to you. We have a couple of the planning board members on the 2020 committee, but Sewell Company will be unveiling some of their findings and the GIS and planimetric work that they've done. So it'd be a good meeting if you have some free time. See if we can.
Free time. Okay, on the new business, one of our workshops that we had, I talked about leaving, and I will step aside as chairman for the time being, or step aside as chairman now for the time being. And while we're all here, we probably should vote on someone who would be replacement as chair.
Okay. I'd like to nominate Tim, if he'd accept it.
I would of course second that. For a number of reasons.
Yeah, Tim, we
He's
could
got
get
the
on the
most
list.
experience, the most longevity, the best attendance record, and he sits in the middle of the
Yeah, he's-
chair already. So
Yeah.
Not to mention, you should see the notes this guy takes.
I think as long as we have members like Tim and Kurt on the board, I'd be glad to try to do the job, but I'm nowhere near as knowledgeable as some of the
I don't want
other
to see that
members.
experience go away. So
No, he's not going too far.
And he's humble too, that's perfect.
All right,
All
so
right.
there's been a nomination for Tim Neal to be president. Any further nominations?
Kurt, second.
No, second,
Paul?
I'm sorry, second it.
Frank.
Frank's,
Oh,
okay.
you're second.
Any
Oh,
further
sorry.
discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of
yeah.
Tim?
Maybe I should stop reading.
Opposed?
Congratulations.
Tim.
Thank you.
He's already got the gavel.
You already got the gavel. Seeing we got our old business as my last piece of business as chairman, I will ask for an adjournment.
Take the tough one.
All in favor? Thank you, guys.